Okay, delegates in turn instantiates service calls, so it directly goes to the service locator. Okay, service locator is nothing but it's services, your data management services. It may be in Flex, there are three things, right? HTTP, web service, remote object service. It may be any one of that or a combination of that. It may be anything. Okay, what this service locator does is it calls the backend and it gets the data, it gets back to the business delegate, in turn it gets back to the command where your model will be get updated. Okay, since your view part is bindable with the model datas, here in command the data is coming from this service locator to business logic, here your model will get updated. Since your view part is bindable with model, this changes will automatically happen over here. So it provides a segregate mechanism to your application, right? And so this is what the basic functionality that is happening in KenCom architecture. You are segregating your application code into datas, views, controllers. You are making a centralized control management over here in front controller, and so often the problem occurs, often the solution comes. So like that, there are also, yes. So
the model is separate or is separate because control is separate like that.
Model is, sorry, I didn't get you.
Model is control.
Yes.
Three packages.
Yes.
So the integration is the three packages for the implementation of the HPC, right?
Yes. KenCom is nothing but a collection of design pattern. Basically, architecture is a collection of design pattern. MVC is one of the design pattern which is implemented over here. It has so many design patterns. Like your model should be a singleton. Okay. So singleton design pattern is applied over there.
So the top part is we got, the middle part is model. The bottom one is controller.
There is no top or bottom in that. The flow will be like this. Something has to be happened in your application is because of the events, right? The flow has to be like this. This will be mapped on the very first time. This will be mapped with the model. Okay, this also will be mapped with the model. In this case, not this. This will be allowed for users. This.
He is asking about the left side that will be.
This is model. This is model. This is view. This is controller. This is service locator. Services. Backend services. Databases. Backend services. This is view. This is model. This is controller, and this is backend services. You got it? So again, we have got some of the problems with, not problems, limitations with KenCom architecture, even though. And when we were working in a data-driven application, we were supposed to handle a large set of data. So we cannot create separate command class for every event. The user, there may be lots of events happening in your application. You cannot go for a separate command or a separate delegate and for every event. So what this Universal Mind, it's a company, it's a concern. What they've done is they just extended the classical Adobe KenCom architecture, and they came up with some new solutions for this kind of limitations. And what this actually does is it combines the event and business logic together. Okay. Earlier when we were looking about KenCom architecture, we saw that event was separated from business logic, right? Event was separately there, and the business logic was separately there. Here in KenCom with CGX, that is KenCom extensions by Universal Mind, this event and business logic will be combined together. At the same time, commands can be aggregated to provide context specific functionalities, which means you don't need to create a separate command for you don't need to create command for every event that occurs in your application. You can aggregate that. while occurring this event, this command has to be executed. You can write your logical functionality within a single command class, so that you cannot go for multiple class files. Okay.
Just give us an example for that.
I'll come to that. I'll tell you. And it provides ECQ of delegate class. Obviously, that when you aggregate commands means you can aggregate delegates also. Both are interrelated, right? So, and this is view notifications. This is also a part of Kengam CGX, that is Universal Mind Kengam extensions. What happens in classical Kengam architecture is, you are keeping your data in the model, and you are making your business logic through events, and you are getting data from your backend, and you are updating the model. By that binding mechanism, you are updating the view. But sometimes, some situations, you may not